Welcome. The topic we will be discussing in this lecture is contiguous memory allocation. So basically the main memory must accommodate both operating system and the user process. So there is a question like where the operating system will be stored in the main memory and where the user process will be stored. Okay. Typically where it will be stored in the sense, typically the operating system will be stored in the lower address. The operating system will be stored in the lower address along with the interrupt vector table. Okay, so the lower address may start either from here or it may start from here. For our convenience, let us assume that lower address is starting from here. Okay, 000, this is the lower address, right? So here operating system will be stored and also interrupt vector table will be stored, which contains the address of different interrupt service routine. Okay, so interrupt vector table and operating system will be stored in the lower address. So let us assume that operating system and interrupt vectors table were stored starting from address 0000 to address 3000. Okay. So typically the operating system and interrupt vector table will be stored in the lower address. But there is no hard and fast rules. Maybe some operating system may assume that it is in the higher address. Okay. But for our discussions, we will consider that throughout our discussions, we will assume that operating system is stored in the lower address along with the interrupt vector table. Okay. And the remaining spaces will be used by the user processes. So now remaining this much empty space is there. So let us assume totally the memory up to 8000 locations are there. Now these 3000 to 8000 address, this will be used by user process. Okay, and how it will be used by the user process, in the sense it will be used by the user process in a contiguous way, that is in a continuous way. So if the first user process, if it occupies this location, then the next user process will occupy this location. Okay, and the next user process will occupy this location. Okay. Generally, memory will be allocated to the process in a contiguous way. Okay, and it goes on, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the overall concept of contiguous memory allocation. So that's what we are going to discuss. Contiguous allocation is the early method of memory allocation. So normally the operating system and interrupt vector table occupies the lower memory and user process will be held in the higher memory, that is above the operating system. User process will be stored. So each process is contained in a single contiguous section of memory. Fine. Okay, so now let us have a brief idea about memory protection. So already we have discussed the memory can be protected. Here protection in the sense how we will ensure that a particular user process is accessing only only the only the locations which the particular process is supposed to access. That is how the system hardware will ensure that a process is not crossing its boundary. Every process will have a boundary in terms of its memory allocation, like its starting memory and its ending memory. It cannot access and it should not access anything beyond that. So how the hardware ensures that, in the sense hardware ensures that by using base register and limit register. Okay, so as we have already discussed, base register contains the smallest value of the physical address. Okay, that is starting address from which address this particular process can access. And limit register contains the range of logical address. So here we say logical address. See, there is one thing we have to see. Base register contains physical address. Physical address is the actual address. Actual address, the actual starting address from where this process will be located in the memory. Whereas limit register contains the range of logical address. This is not physical address. So this is a logical address. Okay, it means it's a relative address. It is a relocatable address. It's logical with respect to what? It is logical with respect to the actual physical address, right? Now the logical now now the CPU, when CPUs tries to access any memory location, CPU will not give the physical address. CPU will give the logical address. CPU will try to access the memory by using the logical address. Okay, then the memory hardware will check whether the logical address that is given by the CPU is it less than the range, is, is it less than the range of logical address. Range is nothing but, say the process P1 can access starting from location 3000 to location 4000. Okay, process P1 can access this many locations. It can access from 3000 to 4000. So it means starting from 3000 it can access up to 3009th location. Sorry, 3999 location. 4000 it cannot access. 4000 is the limit. Okay, it cannot access from 4000. Okay, so the actual address it can access is, it can access from 3000 to 3999. Okay, so this much locations it can access, right? Now now what will be stored in physical address? Now what will be stored in the base register? Base register will contain the smallest physical address. What's the smallest physical address? That is 3000. Whereas the limit register will contain the range. Range is nothing but length. So what is the maximum locations it can access? 3000 to 3999. Okay, so that is 3000 to 4000, where 4000 is not included, excluding 4000. Okay, so the logical address will have 1000. Logical address will have 1000, right? Now logical address will have 1000. I mean the limit register will have 1000. Okay, limit register will have 1000. Now this 1000 is what? Now this 1000 is not the physical address. 1000 is the logical address. Now this 1000 is not the physical address. 1000 is the logical address, whereas this 3000 is the physical address. This 3000 is the physical address and this 1000 is the logical address. Now the CPU will give a logical address and say that I want to access this location. The memory hardware will check whether the logical address is given by the CPU is less than the limit register value or not. Okay, if the say CPU is saying that I want to access the memory location 500. Okay, then the memory hardware will check whether it is less than the content of limit register. Yes, 500 is less than this particular uh, whatever the content stored in the limit register. So it will be allowed to access. But before allowing to access, this 500 will be added with the content of base register. What is base register? 3000. So the resultant address will be the physical address. So the resultant address will be what? 3500. Now the CPU will be allowed to access the location 3500. Okay. So this is how the concept of logical and physical address works, right? Whatever stored in the base register will be always physical address. Whatever stored in the limit register will be always logical address or relative address. And CPU address, initially it will create a logical address and that will be compared with the limit register to ensure that the value produced by the CPU is less than the limit register. If it is less than, then only it will be allowed to access. But before accessing, the logical address will be converted to physical address by adding it with the content of the base register. Okay, right? So this converting the logical address to physical address will be done by a unit called MMU, memory management unit, and that will be done dynamically during runtime. Okay, so why should we what there is another important reason why should we use this base register and limit register in the sense. Mm, See, there is another important and beautiful usage of base register. See, sometimes the operating system size may vary. Sometimes the operating system size may vary. In the first slide, we have discussed that we assume that operating system is stored from location 000 to 3000. Okay, so that is what we have discussed, 000 to 3000. Okay, so actually 0000 to 2099 it is stored. That is limit. The final end is 3000. Okay, where 3000 will not be used for. So 0000 to 3000 operating system is stored along with interrupt vector table. Okay. Now assume that sometimes what happens in the sense the operating system size may shrink and it may grow. The size of the operating system need not be always same. Okay, it may dynamically the size may change. Okay, say for example operating system want to load one extra driver, hardware driver, say print driver. For simplicity let us assume print driver it want to load. So this print driver also will be treated as a part of the operating system, will be treated as a part of the operating system. Now say this print driver occupies another 200 MB. So this location now the operating system is not up to 3000, it is up to 3200. It is up to 3200. Okay. Now if a user process P1 comes, if a user process P1 comes, its base register will be having the value 3200. Its base register will be having the value 3200. Okay. Are you getting? So say so now, but but assume that uh, but assume that mm, but assume that this driver is not there. If this driver is there, then the operating system size will go up to 3200. And obviously because of that reason base register of P1 will be having the value 3200. But if this driver is not there, then the operating system size will be only up to 3000. In that case, the base register of the process P1 will be having the value 3000. It will not be 3200. Okay. So this can be easily done by just changing the value of the base register. Okay, you need not change anything else. Logical address you need not change, because logical address is the relative address. It is relative to the base address, right? So CPU do not do anything else. CPU will always create logical address, and that logical address will be compared whether it is less than the content of limit register, and then just add with the limit register. If print driver is there, the logical address will be added with 3200. If print driver is not there, the logical address will be added with 3000. Okay. So 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 this presence of this relocation register, base register is also called as relocation register. This feature of relocation register allows kernel, that is operating system kernel, to include transient programs so that kernel size can change dynamically. Okay, so operating system is nothing but kernel. So by including with the availability of relocation register, the kernel size can change dynamically if there are any transient programs. Transient program means the programs which will not stay in the memory permanently. They may come and go. This print driver is an example of transient memory. It may stay for some times and then it may leave. If it stays, no, then operating system size will increase. If operating system size increases, then accordingly other processes relocation register or base register content should be updated. Okay, similarly, if operating system size decreases, then also the the base register content or the relocation register content of other processes should be updated. Okay, if the base register content of P1 changes, then obviously P2 will also change, right? Are you getting? So if P1 is stored from 3200 to 4000, then if the operating system starts at 3200, then P1's base register will be 3200. For P2's base register it will be 4000. Okay, but if it starts at 3000, if operating system ends at 3000, then P1's base register will be 3000 and P2's base register will be 3800. Okay, so 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 basically it allows the relocation register allows uh, the operating system size to grow or shrink dynamically. Okay, so that is the role of the, that is also one of the usage of relocation register. So this diagram again explains the same thing. So CPU creates a logical address and that will be checked with the limit register, whether is it less than the limit register value or not. If it is less, it will be allowed to access. But before accessing, the content of the whatever the address CPU generated, that will be added with the content of relocation register. Relocation register is nothing but base register. Base register is otherwise called as relocation register. That's it. Okay. And then by adding that, what you get is called as physical address. And now the CPU will be allowed to access the memory content of that particular location. Okay. Suppose if the logical address generated by the CPU is not less than, if it is greater than or equal to the content of limit register, if it is not less than the content of limit register, then it will create an error, which is a trap, okay, which is a hardware interrupt.